All right, everybody. Today we have Alyssa Curnut, all the way from, what is that, Spokane, Washington? How do you pronounce that? I should ask you that first.
Uh,
Spokane?
Spokane. Yes.
Spokane. That's a lot cooler than the way I said it. Spokane, Washington. She is married and has two daughters. She's had a few videos go viral about local stuff to Spokane. Yeah, I don't know why we threw the married with two daughters in there, but that was Kristen's intro. She wrote that, so
It's good. I like it.
yeah.
That's the important stuff anyway.
If you're not following her, she is an expert on local content. Really good stuff, actually. She's one of the pages I definitely check out when I'm trying to do a bit more local stuff. Alyssa, tell us a little bit about how you got started in real estate, and yeah, we'll go from there.
Okay, so I've been in real estate for coming up on 7 years now.
Me
Uh,
too.
you really? There we
Yeah.
go. Yeah. I actually, so before I did this, I was actually in TV news. That was kind of my path. And then I realized that I liked the job, but I hated the hours, hated the pay, hated working every holiday. So it was not for me. And then, yeah, I worked at a production company for a couple years, and then decided I wanted to set my own hours and do my own thing, which we all know isn't exactly that's how it is when you don't have any clients. But then yeah, so here I am. So I jumped in and like yeah, so
What
early 2017.
What were you doing with the news? You were doing more production stuff?
I was on air, so I did the morning show, and so
Really? I think that'd be so
yeah,
hard to get. That's pretty
yeah,
cool that you walked away from that though. Like I'm impressed.
yeah.
That would be the
It
dream job
sounds
for
a
some
lot more
people.
glamorous than it really is. It's not. Yeah, it's not glamorous. So I went to college for that. My degree is in broadcast journalism. I was going to do reporting, and then did morning show for. I did producing and on air stuff for the morning show for about 2.5 years, and then that's when I realized like yeah, this isn't
Okay.
long term what I want to do. So.
So then you started your own broadcasting company. So you had a bit of entrepreneurship already going before you even got into real estate.
Well, I didn't know. I worked for somebody else. So that's
Oh,
when
okay. Sorry,
yeah,
I
so I
misheard
worked
that.
for
I thought you
somebody
started.
else. Yeah. And then I was like, yeah, I don't really like having a boss. So I
Okay,
became my
how's broadcasting helped? I think that's the main reason most of us go into real estate is we want to set our own hours. And I know people be like, I love houses, but I don't believe that's the main reason.
totally.
Um, yeah. So okay, how do you think broadcasting's kind of helped you in real estate?
So it's been super helpful, of course, in the video realm. I actually started doing videos in like 2017 on YouTube. They are all hidden to private right now on my YouTube page. Someday I'll bust them out, but they're pretty bad. So
You gotta
I
bust them out. You gotta show the bad. Everyone loves the bad.
It's so bad. It's so bad. So I started doing them, and then I had my kiddos, and I actually got a couple leads. I wish, of course, 2020 looking back, I wish that I had kept doing videos because it would be a lot better than it is now. But I had my girls and kind of just stopped marketing essentially for, gosh, like 3 years. And it was just about a year and a half, 2-ish years ago. And I was like, okay, I'm ready to get going in my career again and get things going. And so I jumped on video and started taking videos serious about, gosh, maybe a year ago or so is when I started doing Instagram videos.
So you started with YouTube videos in 2017. How many did you make, roughly?
Gosh, I was probably doing 2 a week. I probably did, oh gosh, 50, 60, something like that. And they were like 3 minute slow videos. Where like, hi, I'm Alyssa Curnut. Today we're going to talk about this neighborhood. And it was like, I mean, looking back, but
Very,
nobody was doing it.
very news
Nobody.
reporter.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, it
oh,
was so, yeah, it was very like stiff and
yeah.
yeah, but nobody
But you
was
know
doing
what?
it.
That's how you start. Like 2017, most people like there was no TikTok, there was no like Instagram video was a thing. I don't know, but it wasn't like there was no realtors really doing a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Um, so you went on there just doing what you didn't know what the hell to do. You didn't know there was no trends, there was no funny videos. You were just doing what you thought worked.
Yep.
Um,
And I got some clients from it. So it worked well. I just also then like at the same time stopped it, which again, wish I hadn't, but I also got some special time with my girls that I won't get back. So
so you actually got leads from it too, even back then.
yeah, and they were all out of town uh buyers and sellers. Well, not sellers, but turned into sellers because then they sometimes move back home. But yeah, I turned into a lot. I think I probably did 5 transactions from those throughout my career because creating repeat clients.
That's I would say that's really like people would kill to get YouTube leads right now just to have that on their resume. Like I've never gotten a YouTube lead. That's
Mhm.
like the one app I haven't been able to utilize, and LinkedIn. That's my goal is I want to get a YouTube lead. So that's I think 5 leads from that is very impressive.
Well, to be fair, I
Uh,
haven't gotten a lead from it since like 2018, so
I
I
don't
haven't gotten.
care. Okay? He's still don't tell people the year. But, yo, I got 5 leads from YouTube. How many you got, bro? Um, um, YouTube Shorts, I'm finding is great because I have about 300 subscribers on YouTube now, which is not a lot, but like I'm trying to get more into it, and it basically all came from Shorts. I'm getting like
Really?
10,000 views on a lot of Shorts now, so I'm feeling people that are not or want to use YouTube right now or want to utilize YouTube right now, should double down on the Shorts right now because you're already making that stuff for Instagram and TikTok. Why not use it on the Shorts, right?
Yeah, I need to start throwing my stuff up on there too. I
Yeah,
just
I feel like it's a great way to grow. Like, I don't think it's the best way to get leads though, just to be honest. I think the long form stuff is how you're gonna get the leads on YouTube. But if you want to get a bit of an audience, gives you some street cred, Shorts are definitely a good way to go, I think.
Mhm.
Anyways, that's off topic. Okay, so last year you started going, Alyssa's laughing at me. Last year you got more into Instagram video, you're saying.
Yeah, it was, gosh, it was probably, so 2024, it was probably end of 2022-ish, or like fall 2022 when I started like dabbling in it. And it just takes so much time and energy, and I wasn't sure if it took me about 8 months until I got my first lead. So I didn't get my first lead from Instagram until it was April 2023. And so you're putting in so much time and effort. I'm like, gosh, is this even worth all the time and energy that's taking to put into it? And yeah, ultimately then between in 2023, I closed 12 deals that were from Instagram. And
But
they were
that's Instagram. That's real estate. It takes a long time for anything, right? So like
exactly,
your
totally.
cold
And
calls,
that,
yeah,
yeah, a lot of people I think too would like expect, I posted some video. That's how I was. I posted some
yeah,
videos, like, why am I not getting my people? And
yeah.
yeah,
That's why like your first deal, even in real estate, it takes most people 6 months to a year because it's you meet the person, they're not buying that day unless you're super lucky, and then
totally.
you're building that rapport. So yeah, that sounds about right. But 12 deals from Instagram,
Yeah. Yeah.
and
And it was,
that's huge. Again, people don't underestimate that. Those 12 deals could be 24 deals in the future. You know what I mean? Referrals, 36 deals. I'm not going to keep going my maths off, but um, like people underestimate that, right? So yeah, 12, 24, 36, 2 days is 48. And then, like, we go from there. Um,
What were your first few videos that you made? Like how, or where did you get the ideas and how did you get
so
started?
yeah, it's totally evolved, right? Because I did a lot of like talking head stuff. Like I just set up my camera in front of this little bookshelf that I have next to me and like did some like talking head stuff, just tips for buyers or sellers. Then I got into the whole like pointing thing. I never danced, but I got into the whole like pointing thing. And I was just kind of like all over the place trying to figure out like what worked for my personality, what sticked. And
you were a
that's when,
pointer.
what was that? Oh, I
You
point, yeah.
Yeah,
Pointed. Those are,
I make fun of pointers on the
oh,
dailies.
I pointed, yeah, I did some solid pointing videos to the beat and everything. Yeah, that was good. And then I realized it was also not me. So I got out of that real quick too. So then I think it was February of last year where I did my first local video. And that's where I did like, I just knew of some businesses going on in and I didn't have much to do. And I was like, I'll just throw this up, and here's where, here's 3 new restaurants going in North Spokane. And it was that thing where it didn't do much for a couple weeks, and it was fine video, but then it exploded. And that's when I was like, oh, well, that was kind of cool. So, about a month or so later, I did another one similar to that, and it exploded. And so I was like, okay, people like to know. So that's when I kind of honed in on doing more local content, and then also some real estate tips and tricks, but mostly Spokane content.
Did you have any like strategy to get your content in front of Spokane people? Like were you hashtagging or were you just trying to use keywords as much as you could, or were you just winging it?
Just winging it. Yeah, I was totally just like, and even still, like I don't use a ton. I probably should get better at like the whole SEO keyword thing, but I don't. I kind of just like throw it up. But it's funny, the things that tend to really take off with people are ones that like they want to see new things. And that's one of the things that get shared a ton more, because it's like, I'll see some construction going on, and then I can talk about the process I do too later, but I'll just like look at the permits and see what's going in there. And then I will do a video about it, and it gets shared so many times, because then not only are people like, oh, that's interesting, I always wondered what's going in there, but they want to be the first to tell their friends. So they share it with all their friends because they want to be the first one to share with them something new that's going on. And it's obviously they're sharing it to Spokane people, who I want to see my content anyway.
100%.
Would you say your 12 deals came mostly from the local? Sorry, Kristen, did you have more questions?
No, go ahead.
Okay. Me and Kristen, I'm good at cutting Kristen off, so I want to double check. Would you say like your 12 deals, did that come more from the local content you were doing, or more from the trends or whatever, the pointing?
No, 100% of them came from, it's when I made that switch. And because I started asking people like, where did you find me? And usually they'll point to a specific video. It's like, oh, when you did that video on like I just got one last week, a new client. It's like, oh, when you did that Leavenworth roller coaster video, I went and looked, and then I knew that, sometime the next couple of years we were buying or selling. And so they started following me.
Okay.
See, that's
that
where I
roller
think
coaster video, that went viral on you, didn't it?
Yeah, I think I haven't checked in a while, but it's above 3 million. It's like 3.4 or something like that million. Right
send me
now.
the roller coaster video. I want to share it now. I'm excited. I think a lot of people are struggling with this right now. What to post? Do they do their videos that are going to get more virality, or are they going to do the videos that are going to get them deals, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it seems the local content and the specific stuff 99% of the time is what's getting them deals.
Do you want to put it in the chat, or how do you want me to do that?
What are you doing in the chat?
Do you want there's that roller coaster video I was telling you about.
Yeah, send it to Kristen's the technical one, so I'll end up
There you go,
kicking everyone
Kristen.
out by accident. If I click anything, everyone will be kicked out by accident. So, and then we'll never be able to get back in, and my computer will explode. Where was I? Yeah, so that's the biggest thing that people are struggling with. I've done a lot of deals from real estate content, from referrals, right? Not trends or anything like that. Like, it's been original content, but I do want to definitely get more local stuff. So I'm trying to switch over a bit more with my same personality to a bit more local stuff with still doing my real estate stuff. But I know a lot of people reach out to me with videos, and they're asking like ideas, and they're trying to do something that I'm doing, and I'm like, no, don't do that. Start local. Start in your area. If you're new to this, don't get caught up with the views and the trends and all that. What would you say to that?
I would agree for sure. I mean, that's what's really helped me, especially because like that is my ideal client, right? Like, who do I want to follow me? It's like you can have a lot of followers, and that's nice, but when upwards of 40% of them are your local demographic and people who are telling their friends, and who's going to share your content is people in the city that you're wanting to sell real estate in, it just naturally, I don't know, I feel like it really just hones in on the people that you want to see your content too.
Yeah. Like, I've also been lucky because I was a stand-up comedian in my early 20s, so a lot of my sphere knows that I did that. So when I'm doing a funny dumb video, it's still geared towards my sphere to make them laugh, right?
Yeah.
But again, I'm seeing a lot of people, they'll do these like a trend where they're dancing or whatever. It's like no one cares, and you're like, your sphere, if someone doesn't know you, they're gonna be like, what the hell is this crap, right? So I don't know, I could be wrong, but
yeah,
I don't know.
Wes has his hands up. Do you want to jump in, Wes?
Come on in, Wes.
Hi, Alyssa. I love the content, and you genuinely make me want to visit Spokane. So it definitely is working, even though I'm not looking to move to Spokane.
This isn't Tinder, Wes. All right, get to your question.
Thanks, Sean. My question is, now that you're basically a year into making this kind of content, where are you finding the ideas for your content now? Is it just naturally coming to you? Is it other accounts that you're seeing as inspiration? Like, I'm just curious, now that you've been in it, how have things changed from where you first said, like, I just sort of winged it?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. So it's funny, when I figured out, was earlier in January when I was doing my business plan, feeling like, where do I want to take this? And I just looked at like a lot of analytics. And so I'm kind of shifting a little bit where I did some like local business highlights, but now I'm going to start doing like only business highlights that have like something new or unique that makes it like share worthy, right? So like in a couple weeks, I'm gonna go, there's like this new fancy like pedicure nail salon stuff, and they do like a 24 karat gold pedicure that I heard about. They put like gold flakes in it. It's like, that's share worthy, right? It's like people want, you could tell them all about this like local business, and that's cool. But like if it has some sort of unique twist or vibe or something that people would be interested in, that's kind of what I'm going to start doing. In addition to like sharing, like if you call it like breaking news about Spokane or like what's going on type of things. And so that has, yeah, helped, because I think that's what I've noticed people want to see. And then as far as like ideas, I think at least when I'm most always thinking about just like local content. So when I hear something like that, I'm like, oh, that would be a great idea. So I just have a list in my Google Drive where I just have a ton of ideas, and I put the business, and in parentheses, I put what makes it like cool or unique, or, you know, if they just won some like big fancy award, I'll put that just so I can remember. And then I have this big treasure trove of whenever I'm going in and doing my monthly content planning, I can plug and play and start doing that. Does that answer your question? Kind of. Yeah. And also
Yeah.
like, as far as like when I'm driving around, when I see like activity on something, you know, like one of my best performing, other than that roller coaster one, my best performing reels was, I just saw like this old dilapidated building that just had been sitting there for like 5 years. This old Shopco, and had been sitting there for so long. And I was like, I started noting there was like fencing going up and builders in there. I'm like, oh, something's going in there. And so that's when I pulled the permit on it to see what was going on. And so I'm just kind of like keeping my eyes open, and I'm super nosy. So like if I notice stuff like that, I'm like, ooh, I want to know what's going on. And so that's how I kind of create videos too.
I think that's a
Being-
genius way to like snoop and get content.
And it's, yeah, it's helpful for me because like I'm genuinely curious, right? Like what's going in places. And then if I'm curious, I know a ton of other people are.
So being a news reporter, it's probably pretty easy and natural for you to approach these people to get and ask them if like businesses and stuff. I don't know if that's biased or newsist. But a lot of people have trouble like approaching this. They don't know how to go about it. They want to start interviewing local businesses, stuff like that. How would you suggest they approach this, or starting small? What's a good idea for them?
Yeah, so I started, when I started doing like business highlights, I would kind of just like go in and wouldn't tell them that I was even doing anything. I was just like, you know, shooting video. And sometimes if I was getting weird looks, I'd tell them what I was doing, but usually they didn't care. But I've started reaching out to businesses, because then it creates like camaraderie with the businesses. They're more likely to repost it. They're more likely to like invite you to like try new things, or just like create a relationship with it. So I would say, I mean, Instagram DM's been really successful, because then they naturally see what kind of videos that I do. So I would say like at first, like there's no harm in, you know, if you have like a coffee shop you always go to or something, and like say you know the owner, it's like a safe place to like just go ask them, hey, can I just shoot some video and do a free video for you highlighting your business? Like, no, especially the small businesses, like they need free marketing. Like they are always jacked that you're in there doing that and giving them free promotion. And so yeah, I've never gotten like turned down or anything, especially at first. You could just do it, or that's kind of how I started, or, you know, just DM them, ask for if they're cool, if you know, shoot some video, explain what you're doing, and they're going to say yes.
What about if you're just doing it and like you say you're doing a green screen, like, and you know what I mean, you just do it and tag them. Do you think that's a good approach? Like if you're talking positive about the business and then not even asking their permission, you're just doing it, giving them a review, and then you know, giving them a tag.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I had done for my first several highlights, because like I said, when I was like, oh, I'm not sure, that was like one of the things I struggled with, like going up to random people and like asking to talk to them or interview them or whatever made me feel weird. But now, especially like, so I just kind of did it and didn't ask permission, and they didn't ever care, of course. It's not like I bashed their business or anything. I just gave them free publicity. But I think if you open up the conversation then they get excited, and then sometimes they'll, give you like free things. Like I've been places like, oh my gosh, you have to try this one because they're so proud of it and they want it to be on the video, and then you get like free things to try, and they're cool things. So I would say open up the conversation, especially if you're in DM, just message them, and usually it's the owner behind it or their marketing person, and they understand what you're doing and what you're about. They'll say yes and be really excited about it.
And everybody knows how much realtors love free food.
It's not wrong.
I get free coffee every time I go into it's a restaurant called Cora's here now, because I did a flyer that I handed out in my area. It was promoting small businesses, and I put them on it. So free coffee, just throw that out there. Cool story.
Oh, you know what? I see in the chat, Miriam asked, do you by any chance know if the clients you got due to your local content reels actually gave you a like on your videos?
Oh, it's funny. So I don't know about like, but it's been several times where I get like, I will have no idea that, they followed me or they commented. Like you have people like, especially in DMs, that you create like, relationship with, or you talk to, and you kind of know that they follow you, obviously. I would say almost every single one of them was like a silent follower that I did not know followed me or was watching what I was doing, which also I feel like opened my eyes, because sometimes you're like, gosh, is this even working? It's like people are saying it. People are saying it. They might not be, necessarily commenting or liking your stuff, but they're following you for a reason. And so they like what they're seeing.
Yeah, I know. Like my friend Netta and I have been doing these chicken videos, like for fried chicken restaurant reviews. And people...
Those are great, by the way. I haven't
Thank
complimented you on those. I really enjoy those.
People in our sphere, well, I don't know about Netta, but for me, it's like people, they never like, they never comment, they never engage on my social media whatsoever, are seeing them. And then I'll be talking to them weeks later and they're like, oh, that video you did for whatever was amazing. And I'm like, I didn't even know you followed me. Like I had no idea you even knew I existed on Instagram.
Totally.
Yeah.
And it also like really just cements you as like, I mean, my biggest thing is like a local expert. Like just yesterday, I have a neighbor who has a friend coming to Seattle. She's like, hey, my friend's going to be hosting a party. Where would be a small event set? I mean, she asks me just because she knows that I know places in Spokane. It's like, it just creates these relationships, and you're always, helping people when they think they need something in Spokane, they think of you. So, well, in my case, London for you, but yes.
Sure. Okay, so what other videos can you do for your like community and stuff besides local businesses? Because I don't know if everyone wants to do the business thing. Like you say, if there's a construction project going on, give us another couple of ideas you've been doing.
Yeah, so I would say the best performing ones I have are the new things. So like construction areas. So whether it's a new, store going in, or new restaurant opening, things like that. Those have probably been the most successful ones that I have. And then I would say that what would be next? Like new new spots, like I don't know, new restaurants going in that you hear of, even like if it's trying them for the first time, like whether it's, I had a couple that had just opened that week. So I'd go visit them, and people have been like, oh, I heard about that place. They'll watch it because they want to know if they want to go. So I think new places just in general, whether it's places under construction or a new restaurant that opened or something like that, those have definitely been like my best performing videos. And then, yeah, like business highlights. That's kind of what it's all about, is I'm like, business highlights or new things going into Spokane, and things to do too. Like whether like I'll be doing a video later this week that just has like a B-roll of me like doing the top fine dining restaurants in Spokane, because Valentine's Day is coming up, and I do a lot of kid friendly, family friendly content. So like I'll talk about like, a video on the top 5 kid friendly restaurants in Spokane where your kids can play and adults can actually have a conversation. But I think going like deeper than just like, there's some obvious ones in town, but like there's some places that have like a little hidden play area. And I think if you're, latching onto things that are like people might not know about in town, that's what they love.
Yeah, I've been noticing it too with the email marketing. I've started doing email marketing and blogging where I'll like list little places in the area, right? That's another way I've started kind of been doing it. And I'm getting a lot more people that never open my emails, open it like 10 times.
Yeah.
So it just gets you a brand new audience, I find too. So and again, I don't even think you need to necessarily do this to make a relationship with the restaurant, in my opinion. Like you could do top 10 restaurants as a video, and who cares if the restaurant ever approaches you? You're just
Totally.
talking to the public, right? It's not always just about making the connections, even though you should be making them. But again, you're trying to get the public and provide a service, right?
Yeah. And I would say like most of my videos is, like I said, I just haven't asked. I just went in and did it. But when
Yeah.
I have also like they get so excited. Sometimes they'll pair and like be like, hey, do you want to give away some, like I featured a donut shop. And they're like, hey, do you want to give away 4 $25 gift cards with it? I'm like, sure. So they'll give you things too that help. And so I just ran like a little giveaway for people that cost me nothing. So I think when there's perks to getting them involved, but you're right, you totally don't have to. There are ways that you can do lists or just come up with things that just help people in your community.
I just always think of the people starting out that are scared to do camera in general. You know what I mean? So like going to a restaurant interviewing is terrifying for some people.
Yeah. Oh, I don't interview them at all.
Yeah,
No.
or even just going in there and doing the
Yeah.
video and asking for permission.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
just that's what I'm saying. It's terrifying for some people,
Yeah.
right? So
I think it's easy too. It's like, if there's some your favorite local hikes or something, it's like get a nice B-roll shot of, your favorite one and some perks of it, and then just run a B-roll video and put some lists or, see caption or whatever that is. But
and you don't and people underestimate 2 DMs from it. Like literally, I used to do this during COVID. I was doing support local. I do a local business in my story every day. I did probably 100 and I got 2 deals from it. You know what I mean? Like I wasn't getting huge DMs or huge traction from this, but it's about getting business and stuff from that. And the littlest thing can get you business in these things.
Mm-hmm.
Like whether it's viral or not, you know what I mean? Like you probably have gotten, like, did your 3 million views video get you the most business? Probably not.
Yeah, it's actually funny. If anything, it caused me the most headache because I got a lot of trolls, a lot of really
I
mean.
love trolls.
Oh, it was fun at first, and then it got
if you go to my
they started
page,
taking things personal in the DMs. Like, yeah, that's not awesome. So I turned off comments and stuff.
Hire me as your troll bait. Like if you go to my TikTok, I fight with
Um,
trolls all day. It's like an addiction of mine. So
done. The next
Yeah.
one, 100%.
I am a troll.
You.
So.
I'll be like, go sick them, Sean, please.
Yeah, exactly. I'll just sit there all day.
I was gonna say you probably are the best troll, Sean.
Yeah. Thank you, buddy. I love trolling.
Yeah, but I would say like it really didn't do a ton like for me. I didn't think I've had 2 clients who, when I asked directly, they found me from that video, which I'm like, okay, it ended up paying off. But if anything, it caused me the most headache. And you get followers like that. It messed up my algorithm too, because like from then on out for a solid, like I would say month or so, I think my algorithm got just like jacked up because I just had random people across the country following me, and then would, go to my page and it wasn't what they wanted because it wasn't all fun, cool roller coasters. It was like Spokane content.
Yeah, they were following a roller coaster, like top 10 roller coasters in the world or whatever. That'd actually be a good page. Sorry, off topic here. I'm getting roller coaster ideas here. Where was I? I had a question there. Kristen, jump in here while I'm thinking.
Is Jordan, your husband, an Instagram husband? Are you filming yourself, or do you have a videographer that's coming with you to do stuff?
No, I do it myself.
Yeah.
He's
Selfie stick?
Awesome. Yeah. So I have like a little gimbal that I'll just use, and a couple of so like my younger brother was back from college for 2-week stretch, and I'm like, I'm gonna hire you, and because it's dirt cheap work, and all you have to do is follow me. I'll feed you some food. We'll go to all these restaurants, and like we just got like 5 in the can. I just had him like, shoot me looking at this menu, shoot me walking in this door, and it was easy. So I would like, I have a couple friends that are like stay-at-home moms, and I'm like, hey, I'll pay you, and we'll hang out for a day, and they love it. They're like, cool, we get to shoot some content. And then it's just a way for you to get like I shoot 90% of it, but I just need a couple shots of me doing things like walking in the door or.
So just use the same walking the door B-roll for every single video. So it's like you just walk in the same door and it's a different business.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? I gotta start writing things down. I'm an idiot. I have like 9 questions, then I think of a new question and I forget them. Do you do your own editing?
I do.
What do you use?
Video shop. For like all my Spokane ones, I do video shop. If it's anything that kind of like goes to the beat, like if I do one of those like list ones that kind of go to the beat, I will do it just in Instagram. But
Yeah. So that's all it is, everyone. Like, you don't need, everyone thinks they need this professional thing and a full-time videographer and editor. And a lot of the times those videos are like, no one wants to sit through them. Like I'll see some of these epic videos and they'll have like a 9-minute intro before you even get to the thing. And it's so cinematic. It's like no one is scrolling Instagram and gives a crap about that. They just like the quick, relatable stuff is probably going to do the best. Like, of course, if you can afford a videographer, your life will be easier in a lot of ways, but you don't need that, especially for Instagram and TikTok and that kind of stuff. It just, I don't know. Like again, I'm not saying don't do it, but a lot of people focus so much on that, and then their video gets nine views, and they're discouraged. And it's like, no, just make stuff and be consistent. Be the face of your area.
And I think people love, like, we love reality TV. Not everybody, but a lot of people love reality TV. And the closest thing you can get to that is Instagram and TikTok. And if you're posting like super produced stuff, you're not going to have people that are getting to know you at all.
If I want the best production, I'll go to Netflix. I'm on Instagram to see people I know. You know what I mean? Like I'm trying to see quick, funny stuff. So your great production is still going to be crappier than Netflix. So you're just a shittier version of Netflix instead of your own version of you. You know what I mean? Where you could be the best version of you.
And Cameron in the comments said, how much time are you spending filming, editing, and then how often are you posting the things that you're making?
Cameron, come in here. I like when people, or unless you don't want to, but I like when people ask the question so that they know. Cameron, come on, Cam.
How much time is it taking me? I would say, so now that I'm trying to do so much local stuff, I'm trying to like pair it and actually think ahead, because I was just kind of like, oh, I have this idea, I'm going to go shoot it and edit it. And so I'm trying to be a lot more strategic about it, because it is taking more time the more that I'm, trying to post more. So I'll look at my calendar a month in advance and be like, okay, I know that, there's this area called the South Hill. I know that I'm doing this restaurant and this thing on the South Hill. I'm going to shoot those 2 things together. So it's hard to tell, because I've been kind of trying to compile things together, but I like to go in with a plan. So it's like, I kind of almost have like a shot list. I'm like, okay, I know I need to get exterior of the building. I need to get me walking in. I need to get a couple shots of this. So I kind of have a gist so that I go in and shoot it. And I would say the whole process of shooting takes like, maybe 30 minutes. And that's like me like eating the food and doing the whole thing. I try to kind of get in, get out, and then editing. Once you kind of get in a rhythm with it, I would say like my video, maybe an hour, about an hour or so. And that's like recording the voiceover and everything. I would say the biggest thing too is like, if you have a plan, like just have a plan of kind of what you're going to do. And then it makes it go, it's a lot easier when you kind of at least don't go in and be like, I don't really even know what my goal is here.
So Jason Cassie has a few questions. I didn't even know he was in here. Now I'm really nervous. Thanks, Jason. I would have acted way cooler if I knew he was here. So Jason Cassie's saying you're on the real estate blueprint poster. What's that? Are you a supermodel too? On top of it all, a news reporter?
Yes, I am speaking at, not the supermodel thing. I'm speaking at the real estate video blueprint Katie Day's event and Tim Macy's in Houston.
Okay.
In,
That's pretty cool.
April, all about local content.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's like the Victoria's Secret for real estate agents, the blueprint, right? So
that's what they told me. Yeah.
Yeah.
They told me. That's, yeah.
Kevin also asked, what are the next 3 videos that you're going to release?
Ooh, that's a good question. Let's see here. Let me pull up my content calendar. Next 3 ones. I have top 5 fine dining restaurants in Spokane that I am pairing with some Valentine's reservations that I have that I'll be giving to people, or first come first serve for those that I reserved in advance. We have, so this is, Chick-fil-A, we got one Chick-fil-A here about a year ago, and it is like insanely popular. And so there's supposedly 2 more coming. And so I'm doing 2 more probable locations for Chick-fil-A's. And there was an article recently about who is moving to Spokane and where they're coming from, because we've had a big boost lately. So I'll be doing like a green screen thing on who's moving here. And let's see.
So there's really no endless possibilities what you can do. It seems like you can probably just go to the news of your area that day and check out stuff,
100%.
right?
Yeah, and it's like I said, it's not all like restaurants or businesses and stuff. Sometimes it's, you know, actual news. You know, I saw one, and like people start like sending you things too. Like it's like I have friends who, like, a friend sent me a link of, because he knows I do a ton of Spokane stuff. Spokane, like one of our restaurants was in USA Today for like top 5 new restaurants in 2023. And so I'll be doing a thing where I feature that article and like green screen and then go there to the restaurant and try the food. Yeah, so I just, once you start really thinking about local content, you start seeing it everywhere. Whether it's news or local businesses, or like I said, construction going on that you really want to highlight. Yeah, you'll start seeing it everywhere.
Another great one I would suggest too. So I just like to add on like new builds in the area. If there's construction for a new build, that would be a great construction project to cover. No, like especially in my area, it's like we have such a housing shortage. So when people see a new build coming up, they want to know all the information about it. It's a great way to check in on your sphere for buyers, right?
Absolutely. Yep. And it's like people wonder, they're like, they'll see a development going on, or, you know, even it's like I said, a housing development, they want to know what's going in there, what's the plan for it, especially if it's like their neighborhood. Then they get curious, and, you know, they'll pop off in the comments for better or worse, whether they're happy about it or not, or tag friends who, you know, might be interested in moving to the area. And then they see you, that you're associated with it. So they might ask questions about it. Like, you just become the local expert, and people turn to you for that.
You say a lot of it is in your DMs where you like start talking to people on Instagram and stuff. Does that come from your videos or a lot from your stories? Because I get a lot of conversations literally just posting something to my story. Even, right? Like I get a lot of conversations. Like you don't even have to, you can be literally that simple to generate conversations with people. Like we just had an offer, 85 offers on one house here 2 weeks ago. Yeah, it's been picking up. So I posted about that, and like 20 people, I got in like 40 arguments about it, about why I got the offers, but that's just me. But I got so many conversations started about that, right? And I'm talking to people, then I know they're interested. I got a few emails from it, right? So
yeah, I would say for
sorry.
DMs, I would say stories are the most way. But like the clients that I got last year, yeah, some were DMs, like who people I knew were kind of thinking about it, but usually it was like randomly, like they were just silently following me, and then when they were ready to make a move, they would DM me or email. Some people like texted me and said like, hey, I've been following you for a long time, but we had never had a conversation prior to that. So like they're watching, even if, you know, you're not necessarily hearing from them.
Maud has a question. Sorry, Maud, I left you.
Mode.
Okay, what do I do? I get it wrong every time.
It's the French way. It's MODE is how
Mode.
we pronounce it.
But I'm so sorry. Me and Maud talk like daily too. Like literally, we're good friends. Like I get her name wrong every time. I'm so sorry.
Okay. I did have a question because I'm in Lower Mainland, Vancouver, BC, and obviously Spokane is close to the BC border, but also the Alberta border. And if you guys are like on the coast, have you had a lot of relocations come your way in the last 2 years due to the price of real estate out here just going bonkers?
From Canada?
Yeah, from BC and the Lower Mainland.
No, I haven't had much. If anything, I've had 2 clients who've gone that way. But mostly because they want, both of them were wanting rental property, or like vacation rentals near Red Mountain and stuff. But yeah.
Interesting. Okay. I thought you would have seen more relocations considering your proximity to the area.
Yeah. No, not really.
I feel like people are pretty hesitant to give up our free healthcare.
Yeah. You have to make a lot of money selling your house to relocate.
No, I hate
the healthcare.
Don't get me started on healthcare. If I need any operation, I'm going to the States and paying for it. I'm not waiting 7 years.
I'm going to fly to Montreal and do it private.
Yeah. Thank you, Mead. Just kidding.
But no, perfect. Thank you so much, Alyssa. I appreciate it.
Oh, that's, of course.
Follow Mode. She's the best. She's awesome. Kristen, keep going. I have to gather my thoughts here.
I'm not mentally prepared for this.
Yeah.
I don't know. Does anybody have any questions for Alyssa that wants to jump in and fill our brain gap spot?
I know people have questions. Vlad, are you in here?
No, he said he wasn't coming today because he hates you now.
True. I feel that. I'm feeling that. Email, grab ideas. So tell us some other marketing you're doing. Is video your main source? Are you doing cold calling, door knocking, email marketing? Like, what other stuff are you doing with your community? Are you doing client events? I know it's a lot of questions at once, but
Yeah, I would say definitely. So video is probably my main thing, whether that's Instagram, but also like sending videos to my sphere and, just checking in with video. I started doing newsletter last year and then kind of dropped off with it, but that's the goal, to kind of pick up with that again. I do events. I usually do 2 to 3 events a year for past clients or sphere. I've done like, movie rental. I did a ladies' night it's called at a bar event, like a workout event that was pretty popular end of last year. So yeah, I try to do those. But
that's all. That's a big thing I know other people want to do too, is client events. And here's one thing that I'm doing this year, because I don't know how to throw an event. Like, that's just not my thing. I suck at it. But I know someone who's throwing a ladies' night and I'm sponsoring it. So I'm gonna be there. My name's gonna be everything. I'm gonna be meeting people. So you can actually just latch on to other people and their hard work and just, throw some money at them. And that's another great way to get your name out there. That's what I'm learning too. Because again, the events is just, I'm like, I don't know where the friggin', I've wanted to do client events for so long. I'm like, I don't even know where to begin. It's just, I hate that kind of stuff, right? So
John's just paying for ladies' nights.
yeah, exactly. No, but it's no. No, I'm not. We're gonna have a talk about this, Kristen. I said don't embarrass me. I said don't embarrass me in
Cassidy's
front
got
of.
his hand up.
I said don't embarrass me in front of Alyssa today.
Sorry,
okay?
sorry.
We're gonna have a talk.
Hi, Alyssa.
Hey, Jason Cassidy.
I joined late, so if you answered this already, how long have you been in the business?
Coming up on 7 years.
7 years. And when was your best year in real estate?
So my best year was last year.
Let's go. And how much of your business comes from video, would you say?
So specifically Instagram. So last year I had 40% of my business was from
Let's
Instagram.
go. Let's go. Do you do anything outside of short form? Do you do like YouTube?
I do not.
Jason, we covered all of this. He jerked. No, I'm just kidding.
That's why I wanted to catch up rapid fire real quick.
Yes, I do not, but that is in the plans to jump in again middle of this year, starting doing that.
Awesome. And then you kind of answered the questions about what else you're doing. But then someone asked that. So Wesley had the same questions I had, was like, what's the Valentine's Day thing you were talking about where you have reservations?
Yeah, so I was going to do a little giveaway, and then I kind of pivoted to do more. We have this thing called Restaurant Week, which is the end of February. So I made a bunch of reservations for Valentine's Day, and my plan was to do gift cards, $100 gift cards to 5 different restaurants paired with the Valentine's reservations that I already made for people who forgot last minute and everything. So then I pivoted and decided we do a thing called Restaurant Week, and it's a lot more in line with my brand and featuring local businesses and stuff if I do it associated with that week. So I now have Valentine's restaurants that I'll be kind of just giving away to my people I'm just going to do a little like B-roll fine dining restaurants video and then ask people if they want them. But for Wes, like the email grab ideas thing. So like I did guides that were pretty popular specifically around winter. And so my goal is like at least once a quarter to do those types of things. So I did 2. I did one just like holiday events, things going on. I broke it down to inside events, outdoor events, and then like Christmas specific events. And I think I ended up getting like 160 emails from people, and used ManyChat just to get those email addresses. And then I also did like a holiday lights guide where people could just DM me the word on one of my posts, and it would send them the map on Google Maps that I created. And I put in like 100 of homes that were doing holiday lights. So people could do their own little home Christmas holiday light tour type of thing.
Did you actually drive around and find 100 houses, or did you find a list somewhere?
No. So there was like this Facebook page in Spokane. I think a lot of cities have them, where it's like a private Facebook page that you can just join that has holiday lights, and people just post their own houses with pictures of like their Christmas lights displayed and saying, here's my address, come drive by, I want to see it. So I just went through and pulled, because some people will be like, you know, they just put lights on their house, like, come see my house. So I didn't do those. But if they had like a sweet setup, I would just put them in my Google Maps thing. And because it triggered, my sister had texted me, she's like, hey, do you know any places that have good lights? We went to drive around and we were kind of driving around aimlessly for an hour and we couldn't find anything. And so I was like, oh, that's a really good idea. So I just put together a list and sent it out, and that one was really popular. I had like 1,000 comments or something like that on it with people that got the map.
I must say that rapid fire approach was very effective, Jason. I gotta steal that for my interviewing style, right? Miriam has a question there. Do you do mostly texting or emailing to your videos? Like to your clients, I mean, with your videos?
Texting. Yeah, when I'm just doing a check-in video or something with them, I just text them a video. It's just a way, you know, to get face to face. I try to do pop bys a couple times a year too, but sometimes, especially if it's been a little while since I've done one and haven't been able to get someone face to face just to say hi, yeah, I'll just shoot a quick video and just say, you know, thinking of you, or, you know, maybe if I saw something that reminded me of them, or check in with the last thing we chatted about. And they love them. People love them.
Yeah, I started doing the happy birthday videos, the funny ones to clients, and people are loving that. Like when I find out it's their birthday and I send them the happy birthday, I got that from one event I went to, and even that's been good. If you don't know what to say.
Those with like this stupid Snapchat filter that makes you have a gigantic mouth and small eyes, and I always say happy birthday and say their name and send it to them, and people love it. It's so stupid, but people love it.
I didn't get one of those. We'll talk later.
Because I'm usually avoiding you.
Sure.
Cameron's got her hand up.
Cameron, come on in here.
Coming. That sounded really bad. Sorry.
What'd you say?
Well, I said a word and it was bad.
That's it. You're banned.
Okay. So the question is that you did the lights thing, right? Did you make the document in Canva, and was it one of those where if they commented it sent to them, or did you get their email address so that you could send it to them so that you can add them in? And if you did the email, how did you do that?
Yeah, so I kind of made them, I didn't expect it to go so big. And so I created it as far as the guide, I belong to Coffee and Contracts. So I just used one of their guides because I was spending way too much time creating all this stuff. So I just used it. I knew of a couple sites and just pulled some holiday things that I knew were going on and pulled them in there. And then I used ManyChat they comment the word, it goes to sends them a DM saying, hey, put your email address in here and I'll send it to you. I didn't have the link between that and my email. So I had to go in and manually send all these emails, which took a lot of time. So I won't do that again. But I've heard that Flowdesk is really, really good for that. And also using StanStore. I've heard that those two are pretty sweet at creating that gap between, it does it all for you. It sends to the DM, they put in their email address, it'll automatically send it to them to eliminate that step. So I'll be using that next.
Thanks.
Thanks, Cameron. Are you finding ManyChat is very helpful? I have to be honest. When someone ManyChats me, I hate them. Like when I get an automatic message and it's like, we will get to you soon, I hate that person immediately. I'm like, you know what? I want to talk to you. But that's just me. I know a lot of people use ManyChat and they're getting a ton of action from it. Like I have a friend, and whenever I share stuff, I get this automatic thank you for sharing my video. I'm like, I know you don't talk like that. I don't even want to share stuff now because I hate that message.
Is that Shane? That's Shane.
Maybe.
Yeah. There are ways that you can use ManyChat to make it look like it's you. Like you can set a delay on your replies. You can make the text look like the same text that you would reply if you were typing into a DM. Like there's ways you can make it look natural, so it's not just like
super and I don't want to be like attacking ManyChat because it's probably me. So many people are using it and like swearing by it. It's just me personally. So like I kind of want to learn a bit more about it. So, but you're saying it works great for you, Alyssa.
Yeah, and I think just for certain things, like those are really the only times that I've used it, when I know there's a chance that I could get a lot of, like I could not have had conversations with 160, 170 people and sent them all the things, or like the one that I got 1,000. I did them kind of back to back. So with the holiday lights one, I didn't want to take their emails as well because I didn't want them just be like, okay, every time this girl posts something like, you have to get your email. So I just sent that to them. I just gave them the link when they DM'd me. But I'm glad I did, because I couldn't have had, 1,000 or conversations
Okay.
with
So for
whatever.
something like a bigger project, it's amazing, but you don't think you should use it like in everyday kind of things. You don't use it.
Personally, I mean, I'm sure the same, like you said, Kristen, I think it can work well for a lot of people, but I think there's also value in being in your DMs and that's how you're going to create the relationship with the people. If you're able to,
Yeah.
because then ManyChat will automatically show it's read. And so you really don't know that these people commented. But I think that if you go in there and you're having conversations and then maybe follow up, and I think that's,
like it is time consuming, but I make sure to answer every comment, answer every DM, you know what I mean? Thank them for sharing my stuff personally. I just try and do that to get a conversation going. That's just my approach with it, right? So that's when I see the ManyChat thing. And sometimes it is extremely time consuming. It takes me days to get back to them. So ManyChat might be helpful in that sense, but also at the same time, I just don't want the ManyChat to block out from me talking to them.
Totally. I think there's a time and a place for it.
Yeah. Okay. No, that's good to know. Okay. Anyone else have questions?
I have a little pro tip. So if there's anybody that's looking to try and collect email addresses, last week, Broke Agent did this thing where I think it was on Monday actually, where they showed us how to make an ebook and set it up as a lead page and send it out to people. And beacon.by was like the most user-friendly lead magnet that you could possibly set up. So you put some information into beacon.by, it builds an ebook for you and automatically connects it to a lead page. And all you have to do is get that link in front of people.
So do you just put in your bio? Because I put my buyer's guide in my bio and I get emails from that.
You could drop it into a story, like from create mode, just be like, are you interested in buying a house in London, Ontario sometime in 2024? You should check this out. Drop the link into it, and that link will automatically ask for their email address in order for them to read your guide.
It's probably good too if you get a new client and you just send that to them too. Even if you already have their email, it's probably good to have.
Yeah.
Does that program help you build the guides though, or just a way to distribute them and have?
It helps you build. It's
like,
all templates. And then as long as you've got the content that you want to put into it or access to ChatGPT, like it took me about an hour to put together an entire ebook last week.
And what would be the difference between that and just getting like an Etsy Canva template for
with an Etsy
a guide?
template, you can't, there's nowhere to host it unless you're manually sending it out or you've got somewhere to do that. With Beacon, you can log in, you build your e-guide, you set it up as a lead magnet, you've got the link for it automatically, and it takes all the contact information that people are sending in order to access that book. It hosts the book for you. It also has a link at the end if people want to schedule a call or an email or link into your Calendly or however you want to do it. It's like end-to-end lead magnet.
But Kristen, didn't we realize that we could put a full Canva PDF template into Beacon?
Yeah, you couldn't put the template into it, but you could download the pages as PDFs and put those PDFs into Beacon. And then
if you wanted to make it prettier.
Yeah, exactly.
And how much was Beacon?
It was $19 a month for 3 ebooks.
Did you pay for it, Kristen?
Yeah, I did.
That's a really good deal though. 3 ebooks for $20 a month.
Yeah, and it hosts them and you can make 3 new ones every month and you can continue hosting however many. Like if you make 3 every month and you've got like 30, 35, 40 by the end of the year, you've got all these books constantly running for you. And as long as you're using the links and updating them.
Do you know if you can export them? Like, let's say you have, because even Canva, you can host stuff. And so like, I wonder if you could even just, if you've designed it, done it, are you able to export it?
Yeah, you were able to export it as like a PDF, a smart PDF, however, whatever kind of file you wanted, it would let you do it. You didn't have to use their software as a lead magnet if you've got something else like MailChimp or something to use. Okay, sorry, I went on a tangent.
Yeah, sorry about that, Alyssa. We didn't mean to.
Oh, that's really good to know. I took notes.
You inspired that too, which is what we want this mastermind to do: inspire conversation. So that we owe that to you.
I think the money though was Kristen's little study session that she hosted so that we could get through that. I still haven't finished mine, but That was good.
That's true. Every Friday, I host a 2-hour study hall for anybody that wants to hop on and just implement what we learned on Monday or something we've learned in the past. We just sit on Zoom with mute on and help each other through stumbling blocks and whatever we need to move our businesses forward.
And Kristen doesn't invite me, so there'll be no distractions. Okay, like fully for learning. So yeah, that was great, Alyssa. Does anyone else have any questions? What time are we at now? Yeah, we try and keep these at about an hour, so we're hitting that approach. Is there anything else you would like to cover? Anyone else have any questions? I don't want to leave anyone hanging here. See, don't be offended by that, Alyssa. They'll all be asking questions later. They just don't like to come in the chat. Everyone has. We always get questions afterwards. So
well, and if anyone ever wants, if something pops up and you want to DM me about, you know, how I do anything, or if you have any ideas, you know.
Yeah, put your Instagram in the chat. Send me your roller coaster video later. I'll send it to our page and everything, just like for a little thing. But yeah,
I reached out to Alyssa after that, and I was just like, I'm so sorry, babe. And that's so crazy. How gnarly. I read the comments.
Yeah,
at least some of them.
Yeah, when they started coming into DMs, that's when I was like, okay, I'm gonna turn the comments off.
God,
I think you can get the DMs hidden so that you don't see them if they don't follow you. But like, oh man, we're so different that way. I have a video that's at like almost 3 million, and the comments, I'm just fighting with everybody, and I love it. It's just amazing.
It was fun at first, and then it got not so fun. Yeah.
I got in a fight with Six Buds, this big Toronto community here, and I actually got in a fight with like 500 people, and I got a lead from it from one guy who took my side. So you attract your people. Right? This one guy took my side and he called me, and I'm doing a listing appointment with this guy this week. I'm not kidding you. He was like, yo, I love that. Your generation doesn't want to work anymore. I love your stance, and I'm meeting him this week. So you attract your tribe when you stand your ground.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
But no, I don't suggest you fight with trolls. It's not a good look.
Thank you for joining us, Alyssa. I know it's early where you are, but we appreciate you. I think we had a lot of good chats today.
We did, yes. Thank you for inviting me. This was fun.
Yeah.
Anytime.
Thank you. That was awesome.
Welcome.
Now we do the awkward part where everybody like slowly and quietly logs off.
Well, thanks so much.
I'm usually the first to do
I'll
it.
be loud as I leave.
All right, bye everyone.
Should we exit with a dance party?
Jason, if you're still here, let's play some chats. I'm at the 900 level in the Champion League now.
Send me a challenge, buddy.
All right, I've been on a roll lately. I've been 11 wins straight this week.
Okay. Send me a challenge. I'm ready for you.
All right, let's do it.
Great job, Alyssa.
Thanks,
Everybody,
buddy.
if you're still
Wednesday.
here, follow Alyssa on
I'll
Instagram.
see you
The
Wednesday.
content is amazing.
Thank you.
Wednesday, 5:30. Be there.
5:30. See you there.
See you there.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
We're doing it. You guys, Kristen.
Yeah.
I joined Reel again today.
Oh, good. I'm glad you're back.
I know. I'm so happy. Or is this a recording?
Yeah, it is. Hang on.